Boss, I quit. I want my BDC manager position back. You know, the thing that I was doing before I got my general sales manager position, I want that back. And these are the words that I shared with my boss, the owner of the dealership that I was at. And it's a story that I want to share with you because I feel like it will connect with a lot of people that are in that position right now. You feel like you're ready to throw in the towel as a leader at your dealership? Maybe you're a general manager, GSM, maybe you're the owner or a BDC manager, and you are so close to just throwing in the towel. So if that's you, hang in here with me. We're going to have some fun. This is Duran Cage, and this is 5 Minutes with Cage.
5 minutes with Cage. That's all we need to shift the mindset, to move the needle. We talk CRM, we talk leads, we talk flow. Internet money, let it grow, let it grow. Video selling, let them see, let them know. AI in the system, now we're running the show. This is Cage.
And I'm super excited to have you here listening to this story, and hopefully it resonates. But I'm also going to give you some game on what I did to not only become an effective leader as a general sales manager, but also take it to a place where the store, we were able to retain our people. So our turnover was down to losing less than one person a year. And then the other thing is that's what kind of really set up this consulting, this Cage Automotive piece, because I really enjoyed leadership. So if that's you, thank you so much for being here. And I'm excited to share the rest of the story, and then we'll get into some applications. All right. So back to what I was sharing, I told him, I said, I don't want to do this anymore, because as a BDC leader, I had a team of 5 or 6 people. We had a lot of success, and we had a system, right? Every day we're bumping out, 15, 20, 30, 40 appointments a day. We're training, we're doing all these amazing things. The accountability was held to an extremely high standard, right? I loved it. Every day was almost predictable. Anybody know what I'm talking about? When you got a team and an operation running so tight, you can almost predict your income each month. Love that. Then you get a general sales manager position, or you get promoted, and now you're with a team and a group of people, several stores, whatever your responsibilities are, and it's like you can't move the needle at all. You ever felt that? It's like everything you're doing is actually counterproductive. That's how it felt. So when I reached that low point of, I felt that no sales manager respected me. I felt that no salesperson wanted to hear anything I had to say, and it was probably rightfully so. I just walked into the owner's office and I said, "Hey, AV, I'm done. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the BDC manager job, take that building that I was in and grab my team back, and I'm just gonna roll." And he's like, "No, you sit down. You don't get to go backwards. There's no going backwards. You can only move forward, or you got to get up out of here. I'm gonna fire you." I was like, "Okay." I said, so he sits me down. He's like, "Talk to me. What's going on? What's your frustrations?" And I said, I can't get anybody to do what I need them to do. Managers aren't really doing the things that I need them to pick up the phone, boss, right? I wanted my sales managers to make phone calls. I couldn't get them to do it. I said, the salespeople, they won't send the videos. They won't send pictures. They won't do the things that I need them to do. And he said, okay. So how are you communicating this to them? How are you showing them? How are you teaching them how to do these things? And I was like, well, I've showed them, but I'm just telling them, like, this is what needs to get done. Because I was used to being in an environment that when I would ask my team to do something, they just did it. So I wasn't used to being in an environment where I had to kind of like lead through influence. You know what I mean? Like, if you're around a bunch of high performers, have you noticed that you can't just demand what you want? You kind of have to influence them and lead them to that path. And in leading, a lot of times we do need to show exactly what we're looking for, because some people just don't understand. Okay, so one piece was not being able to get people to do what I needed them to do. So he broke this thing down into, okay, here's some ways that you can get your teams to do the things that you need them to do, but doing it in a way of less than demanding or threatening people, because I was big on threatening people. If you don't do this, you're gonna get fired. You got 3 strikes, you're out. I was about to lose the whole store. So instead, we broke it down into little chunks of giving some order to the day, right? And I've shared these before in the past, but I can't tell you enough how important it is as a leader, especially if you're a new leader in your position, to have structure in your day, not just in the time, but in what you're putting into the time. Because what he had me do was do a time audit. And I posted about this a few months ago, where all day long, what I would do is I had a little composition notebook, a smaller version of one of these. And I would write down what I did from 7 a.m. till 8 o'clock at night, exactly what I was doing, all the way down to like when I took breaks to eat, use the washroom or something like that. All of it was in there. I know, probably not necessary. But what we ended up finding was there was way too much that I was doing and I wasn't delegating it out to the leaders. So I was one of those people that was doing so much because I couldn't get people to do what I need them to do. I would just do it myself, which was so counterproductive. Because even if I was having success with making all those calls and doing all that work, it was just showing the team that they didn't need to do these things anymore. Doesn't work. So here's what we did instead. After he did the time audit, he just crossed through everything that I wasn't supposed to be doing that should have been delegated, and then gave me these things to give me structure every single day. And that was one, every single day when you come in here to run, I want you to look at the inventory, both online and both at the store. All right, make sure everything is tight and looks great, because that's the thing that's driving people in, is the inventory. At the end of the day, he said, if you're gone, if I'm gone, people still going to buy cars. They're looking at the inventory. Second thing, make sure your appointments for that day are good, right? The customers that are saying that they're going to come in and the ones that were supposed to be here yesterday, review that, make sure they showed up and look at how that experience went and be prepared for the ones that are coming. Third thing, every day have a planned team meeting. Not these meetings where you just come in and gripe and talk about how many appointments are we going to set today, or you're going to get fired if you don't get out 50 calls. He's like, no. Have a structured plan, leadership coaching meeting every single day, training. And he said, and delegate some of that to your other leaders and your top performing salespeople. How many leaders right now are doing that? Instead of you being the light that shines every single day, trying to put on these sales meetings, every now and then, let your team be the light. Let your sales managers be the light, right? And it develops them as well. All right, so the next thing was one-on-ones. He said, how often are you meeting one-on-one with your managers, asking them what they need assistance with instead of demanding from them what you wanted? And then are you having your leaders do one-on-ones with your team? Are they coaching? Are they listening to them? That one-on-one coaching thing was hands down the single biggest change, is when that gets done, because people get to like really share what's on their mind. Sometimes it's personal struggles, professional struggles. And if you're a good leader, you pull them out better out of that meeting than what they came. Okay. And then the last thing that I have, which is I don't see many leaders do effectively, is reviewing customers from the last 72 hours. So you're just looking at the customers that came in, phone, walk-in, internet, and looking, did we give them the experience that we expect if we were buying a car? Where they heard, did the customer receive a video, pictures? Was it an experience that created memories? And once we implemented those 5 things, and that's what kind of judged the success of those days, is make sure, hey, did you get your one-on-ones done today? Hey, did you check your inventory? Okay. Hey, what's our team meeting going to be like tomorrow? Okay. Hey, did you review the C prospects, the hot customers from the last 72 hours? Did we have our Save a Deal meeting? So it doesn't matter if this was 20 years ago, 50 years ago, or 5 minutes ago. Those principles are the things that help leaders keep their sanity, but also make sure that you enjoy showing up every single day, right? And the bonus I would say is just make sure you have your data, looking at your key measurables, having a target that everybody is aligned with, because in that way you've got everybody operating off the same playbook. So I hope this story was helpful. If some of you connect with that, where you feel like I'm about to turn it in, man, Duran, I'm done with the car business. Make sure that you've done these things that I just shared with you to the highest level. And if you need additional assistance with that, right, there's a link that we have in the description where you can sign up. We have a course on leadership within our Cage campus, right? And so you could get in there, sign on up, or shoot me a message. Let's talk offline, but don't give up until you've gone all the way in on yourself and your team. Thank you so much. If you liked this video and it was great, please subscribe, like, share it to a friend that you feel that it could help. And until next time, y'all, I appreciate you so much. Be well.